Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Quick Learn Podcast. I'm Hazel, and I'll be your guide today. In today's episode, you'll boost your English listening skills and learn how to follow real, fast-paced conversations. We're talking about a topic that almost every learner struggles with. How can you understand native English speakers when they talk so fast? Have you ever watched a movie, a YouTube video, or spoken to a native speaker, and it felt like their words just flew by? It can be frustrating, right? But don't worry. You're not the only one feeling this way. Fast English might seem scary at first, but with the right methods and a bit of consistent practice, you can train your brain and ears to follow native-level conversations naturally. By the end of this video, you'll be ready to break through the speed wall and feel more confident when listening to or speaking with native English speakers. Before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss an episode that helps you grow your English faster. Grab a notebook, something to write with, and let's jump right in. Trying to follow fast native speech can feel like chasing a moving train. You hear the words, but they seem to blur together. Some words disappear, others seem to run into each other, and just when you think you're catching on, the speaker has already moved to the next sentence. This is totally normal. Most learners go through this when they step outside of textbooks and into real conversations. But here's the good news. Fast English is not impossible. It's just different. The way native speakers talk is shaped by rhythm, contractions, linking words, and emotional tone. They shorten words, combine sounds, and skip parts that feel obvious to them. You don't just need vocabulary and grammar. What you really need is exposure to real speech awareness of how it works and regular listening practice. And that's what we'll help you build today. Why does native English sound so fast? It's not that native speakers are trying to confuse you. It's just how natural speech flows. Fluent speakers link their words and use contractions. Let's look at a few examples. What are you doing becomes what you doing. I am going to turns into I'm gonna. These short forms make the conversation faster and smoother. Even if you know the vocabulary, your brain may not recognize the squished version right away. Also, native speakers play with stress and intonation. Some words get extra attention and others fade into the background. For example, I didn't say he stole the money. This sentence means something completely different depending on which word you stress. So, listening is not just about the words, it's also about the music of the sentence, rhythm, stress, and tone. Let's talk about connected speech. One major reason English sounds fast is something called connected speech. That means words are joined together, and the result sounds very different from how you read them. For example, do you want to eat becomes do you want to eat? Could you help me out turns into could you help me out? In these cases, letters disappear, sounds blend, and sometimes new sounds appear between words, like a soft Y or sh sound. This is 100% normal in spoken English, and the more you listen, the easier it becomes to notice these patterns. Mini practice. Can you hear the difference? Let's try a short practice together. I'll say a sentence slowly, then naturally. You try to hear how the sound changes, first slowly. Did you eat already? Now naturally. Did ya eat already? Notice how did you becomes did ya? That's connected speech in action. Now you try repeating it with me. Did ya eat already? Let's try again. First slow, then fast. Slow. What are you going to do now? Fast. What are you going to do now? Now you try. Say it with me. What are you going to do? It may feel strange at first, but the more you repeat, the easier it gets. Listening and repeating daily trains your ears. You'll start to hear English the way it's really spoken. You don't need to understand every word right away. Just notice the rhythm and flow. Even that gives your brain a big boost for future conversations. Here's a great evening practice you can do. 1. Choose a short clip from a movie, show, or YouTube video. 2. Watch it once without subtitles. Try to guess the main idea. 3. Now watch again with subtitles. Pause after each sentence. Repeat it out loud. Say it how it sounds, not how it's written. Copy the tone, speed, and emotion. This is called shadowing. It helps both your listening and speaking. Your mouth moves like a native. Your brain learns to listen in real time. When you only read English, your eyes do the work. When you listen, your ears take over. So give them practice. Start noticing common contractions. I do not know becomes I don't know. Let me help you becomes let me help you. Small changes, but they matter. They make your English sound more natural. And remember, it's okay if you don't understand everything. Even native speakers miss things when people speak fast or unclearly. Your goal is not perfection, it's progress. Every time you understand something new, your brain gets stronger. Try the 1-minute rewind trick. Pick a short 1-minute video in English. Watch it once without subtitles. Rewind. Focus on just one sentence. Try to hear every word. Missed something? Rewind again. Pause after the sentence and repeat it out loud. Even 1 minute a day helps. In a month, you'll hear faster, respond quicker, and understand better. Now let's talk about real-world English, the kind you hear in cafes, movies, or with friends. This English isn't always clean or slow. It's full of slang, shortcuts, and emotions. For example, instead of "let me get something to eat," people say, "let me grab a bite." "I'm going to leave now" becomes "I'm a head out." You won't see these in textbooks, but you'll hear them all the time in real life. To get used to this, watch shows or YouTube videos with real conversations. Start with subtitles, then try without them. Or listen to podcasts while cooking or walking. The more real English you hear, the more your ears adjust to the rhythm and speed. Another amazing method is dictation practice. Here's how to do it. Play a short audio clip, 1 or 2 sentences. Listen carefully. Try to write down what you hear. Missed a word? That's okay. Play it again. Add what you missed. After 2 or 3 tries, check the transcript or subtitles. This shows you which words are hard to catch and why. Maybe they're connected. Maybe they're reduced. Or maybe your ears just need more practice. Before we jump in, it's important to know that dictation practice is not just about listening. It also boosts your focus, strengthens your memory, and even improves your spelling skills at the same time. This method is especially helpful when trying to catch small connecting words like to, of, a, an, and the, which often vanish when people speak quickly. Let's try a quick example to experience it firsthand. I'm going to say a sentence at a natural pace, and your task is to write down exactly what you hear. Ready? I should have told you earlier. Let me repeat that for you. I should have told you earlier. Did you get it? Now here's something interesting. Most native speakers won't pronounce that in a textbook way. Instead of clearly saying, I should have told you earlier, they blend the words together and say should have instead of should have. It sounds like one small connected word. Try saying it with me now. I should have told you earlier. That's how native English often sounds in everyday life. The more you listen to and practice writing down these kinds of sentences, the easier it becomes to follow real-life conversations that move quickly. Now let's move on to a really powerful listening strategy called chunking. Chunking means understanding that people don't talk word by word. Instead, they speak in groups of words called chunks that flow together naturally. For example, instead of hearing, "How are you?" as three separate words, your brain should start hearing it as one flowing unit. How are ya? And instead of, "Do you want to go?" it might sound like, "Do you want to go?" These chunks come from repeated phrases and common speech patterns. When your brain begins to recognize full phrases as complete sound units, you no longer need to translate each word one by one. That change allows your brain to process language much faster and with greater efficiency. So how can you train your brain to get better at chunking? It's actually quite simple. Listen to the same kinds of phrases again and again in real-life situations. Watch interviews, casual conversations, or shows where the same sentence structures appear often. Then, repeat those chunks out loud to yourself. Make them part of your daily speech. With time, your brain will automatically start recognizing these word groups even when people speak quickly. Another effective technique that really helps is something I call the listen and imagine method. This strategy allows you to understand fast speech by creating mental images of what you hear. Let's say someone says, "We grabbed some coffee and headed downtown." You don't need to break that down word by word. Instead, just picture it. Imagine two people getting coffee together and walking into the city. That's what I mean by visualization. By connecting language to mental pictures, you no longer need to slow things down or pause the video. You naturally begin to understand by creating scenes in your mind. This is exactly how native speakers process speech. They don't analyze every single word. Instead, they quickly interpret the entire idea. You can practice this easily. Just listen to a short conversation and imagine it like a scene in a movie. Make the words come to life visually in your mind. This type of mental imagery makes language more memorable and much easier to follow. Let's try a little imagination practice now. Close your eyes and focus. She ran out of the house, jumped into the car, and drove off without saying a word. Can you see the scene in your mind? That's exactly the goal. You don't need to understand every single syllable. You followed the story because you linked it to a mental picture. This is especially useful when people speak fast. Instead of catching word by word, your mind captures the whole idea. That's a powerful skill, and you can grow it with just 5 minutes a day of this kind of practice. Now, before we finish, we need to talk about something just as important: patience and the right mindset. Understanding fast English doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and it's completely normal if you can't understand everything right away. The most important thing is, don't give up. Every single time you listen to English, whether you catch everything or not, your ears are learning. You are making progress, even if it feels slow. Think of listening as a form of mental exercise. The more you practice, the stronger you become. It's not about understanding every word perfectly. It's about understanding a few more words today than you did yesterday. Celebrate those little victories. Every time you recognize a phrase or catch a new expression, give yourself credit. These small wins build motivation and keep you moving forward. Here's one more very useful practice you can start doing right away. It's called repeat after pause. Here's how it works. Find a short video or audio clip, something about a minute long. Play just one sentence, then pause the audio. Try to repeat exactly what you heard. Match the pronunciation, tone, and rhythm. Then play the next sentence and do the same. This technique is also known as shadowing, and it trains your ears, your mouth, and your memory all at once. The more you listen, the sharper your ears become at picking up fast English. Even spending just 5 minutes a day using this technique can bring huge improvements over time. Now let me share a very useful habit that many fluent English learners practice: active listening. What does that mean? It's not just hearing words, but understanding the message behind them. You start noticing the speaker's tone, emotions, and how fast or slow they talk. Native English speakers often speak quickly, but they'll also change their tone or raise their voice when something matters. For example, when someone says, "I really don't want to go," that word really is stretched for emphasis. It tells you the speaker feels strongly. You don't need to catch every word to get the point. You just need to listen with focus. You can build this skill by watching short clips and paying attention to how feelings are shown through voice. Soon you'll begin to catch meaning even when the pace is fast. Another great way to improve is by growing your background knowledge. Let's say you're watching a video about shopping, travel, or food. If you already know something about the topic, it's easier to keep up, even when the speaker talks fast. Why? Because your brain is already expecting certain words and patterns. It can guess what's coming next. This is called context-based understanding. So choose listening materials related to things you already enjoy. Like cooking? Watch recipe videos. Love sports? Listen to game commentaries. Your brain will naturally fill in the blanks. It boosts both your vocabulary and your listening confidence. Let's try a quick activity. I'll describe a scene using fast but natural English. Listen and try to picture the situation. Here we go. I was running late this morning, spilled coffee on my shirt, missed the bus, and had to order a ride just to make it to the meeting. Now pause. What did you understand? Maybe you didn't catch every word, but you probably got the idea that the person had a hectic, stressful morning. That's exactly what we're aiming for. Understanding the overall message, not every single sound. Now let's talk about pronunciation, a major part of understanding spoken English. Native speakers often connect their words. For example, "What do you want to eat?" becomes, "What do you want to eat?" Or, "Did you see it?" becomes, "Do you see it?" This kind of speech is completely normal, but it can confuse learners who expect clear word separation. So how can you get used to it? Try practicing connected speech. Imitate what you hear. Say it exactly like the speaker. Use gonna instead of going to, or wanna for want to. Yes, it sounds informal, but that's how real conversations work. And once you get used to this, your listening will improve quickly. Another powerful tool is the echo method. Play a sentence spoken by a native speaker, then immediately repeat it. Same tone, same speed, same rhythm, like an echo. For example, "I can't believe he said that." Now you echo it right after, copying the energy and flow. At first, it may be tricky, but keep trying. Over time, both your ears and tongue will adjust to the speed of real English. This method helps not just listening, but also makes your speaking more natural. Let's move on to a common challenge. Different accents. English speakers around the world sound different. There are American, British, Australian, and many other accents. Even within the same country, people from different regions speak in unique ways. For example, someone from New York might sound very different from someone in California. A person from London may not sound like someone from Scotland. So what's the solution? Expose yourself to many accents. Watch videos, listen to interviews or podcasts from all over the English-speaking world. You could even listen to music in different accents. This makes your brain more flexible. It stops expecting just one right way to speak. And that flexibility helps you understand a wider range of voices. Let's hear a quick example using a relaxed American accent. Hey man, I'm heading out soon. You coming or nah? Notice how the G sound drops in heading and coming and how the phrase is super casual. This is how real people talk in friendly situations. Try repeating it. Hey man, I'm heading out soon. You coming or nah? The more you hear and copy this kind of speech, the more natural English will feel to you. Now, let's go over some tips for watching English shows or movies. First, don't worry about understanding everything right away. Use English subtitles. Watch a scene with subtitles, then play it again without them, and see what you remember. Pause after each line and say it out loud. You can also write down useful phrases. For example, if a character says, "We've got to hurry or we'll miss the train," you learn that "we've got to" means we have to. These small lessons will boost your confidence and expand your listening vocabulary. Finally, let's talk about using songs to improve. English music is an amazing way to train your ears. Choose a song you like. First, listen without reading the lyrics. Then listen again while reading the words. Finally, sing along. This helps you with pronunciation, rhythm, and listening, all while having fun. So there you have it. Many simple but powerful ways to improve your English listening skills, even when native speakers talk fast. Remember, progress takes time, but every minute you spend listening, repeating, and practicing brings you closer to understanding real English with ease. Keep practicing a little every day. Watch videos, repeat sentences, enjoy music, and don't be afraid of fast English. Let it become your friend. You're not just learning words. You're training your brain to think in English. Thanks for watching, and remember, you're improving more than you think. See you in the next video. Keep going. You've got this.